romance writer extraordinaire. What you may not know is I'm actually a bit of a packing guru as well. So as I am all packed up and ready to go to my next conference, I thought I would share with you some of the tips that I've learned along the way. First tip is always in the planning, and that is I always color coordinate my entire wardrobe when I go on trips. So for this particular trip, in addition to the neutrals of black and white and jeans, I have cobalt blue and corals. So pretty much anything I wear should mix and match, which always cuts down on how many pieces you need to pack. So let's get down to business. I'm going to open up the suitcase that I have here. This is indeed a carry-on suitcase. I've never had any trouble with any of the airlines, and because people ask, this is a Swiss Army Victorinox bag, but it is 22 inches by 14 inches by 9 inches, which is most of the airline's restrictions. Now, I should point out as I open this that this conference I'm going to is actually the Romantic Times Convention, and costumes are involved. So first off, I have a corset packed right here, and then I'm going to pull out all of my dresses, and that does include a Victorian ball gown, I know, something that everyone must have, as well as a steampunk gown. And on top of that, I also have 4 conference dresses. And if you notice, I pack them concentrically with the smallest one on the hanger first, and then I put the progressively larger ones as I go. And not only does that keep it nice and compact when I pack it up like you saw, it also helps to keep it wrinkle-free for some reason. I guess they work with each other to do that. But speaking of wrinkles, if I should have any issues, I do always travel with Downy Wrinkle Releaser because you can use that on any of your pieces to kind of let the smaller wrinkles fall out, or you can also put things in the bathroom when you get there and let the steam pull those wrinkles out. Okay, so after our dresses, in this particular conference, I am going to be doing signings, so I do have swag with this one as well. First off, for my signing table, I actually had posters made, and yes, I did have them made just so that they would fit into the suitcase, but by keeping them flat on top of my packing cubes, I'll be able to transport them without any problem. Speaking of packing cubes, those packing cubes look like this. These are Eagle Creek, but there are different brands out there. Or if you don't want to purchase packing cubes, you can actually use Ziploc baggies. And not only will that help you save space, you can also put your dirty clothes and your clean clothes separate when you're on your trip. Inside each one of these, you'll notice that I've rolled up all of my pieces of clothes. And that kind of helps to save space. It does kind of help with wrinkles as well. A trick that I learned from my mother, the flight attendant. Okay, and also, as you can see, it makes it really easy to move things in and out, so hopefully I wouldn't have any trouble with TSA if they have to go through things. It wouldn't be a disaster. I can put it back together. Although I would love to see the TSA agent's face if they happen to pull out these ball gowns. I'd like to know what they're thinking. I also do have a swimsuit just in case. Now, as I was talking about, you can use Ziploc baggies. Notice I pulled all the air out of there and conformed this piece to go over my shoes. And speaking of shoes, I did have a few questions on that. What I do is I have 2 pairs of heels. These are the heels I'm wearing on the plane. This is the second pair of heels. I always pack them toe into the heel, and that helps keep them protected. It also, you can use the space that are in between the shoes to fill up. I did pretty well packing this time, so I didn't need to with this pair, but you'll see that with both of my flats, I did actually fill them. This has Post-it notes inside Ziploc baggies so that you keep it safe from the shoes, all packed away inside of there. And then on top of that, I tucked into the different nooks and crannies my hair stuff, as well as a Ziploc bag full of some other pieces. I have more of my Post-it notes, as well as an entire section of bumper stickers, and a whole baggie full of magnets. So I'll have plenty of fun goodies for that, for the signing, and they don't really be in the way. Okay, so I'll put this back real quick, and you'll see how easy that goes in and out. Here we go. Everything kind of fits nicely around the little compartment that holds the handle there. There. Alright, so we'll put the packing cubes back in place. And here. Make sure those are nice and even so that my posters are protected as I put them back down. Lastly, I'm going to toss the dresses on here. Okay. Now I should mention this is a 5-day convention as well as I'm going to have a 3-day retreat ahead of that. So I've got 8 days worth of clothes in here. I do like to keep my pants and cardigans neutral-ish. And then I'll use accessories and then the tops or dresses to add that kind of pop of color. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of gently roll these back up here. It is nice to know that the airline is never going to lose my stuff because I'll have it on there at all times. All right, I should mention that that Victorian gown actually does come with a 3-hoop skirt that I had to purchase, and since I did have to purchase it, I had it shipped directly to a friend that lives nearby the convention, which is a little bit of a cheat, but hey, it worked for me, and I'm always, anything that helps you get around any of the rules so that you can easily do this trip works for me. So, on top of this one carry-on bag, I do have my one personal bag as well. It has my computer in here, my little MacBook there. I've got my my makeup bag, my smaller purse, a notebook, some signing things, as well as it will have my toiletries. And one thing I wanted to point out real quickly is some things I have in their little travel size, but there are other things like my face cream where it doesn't come in a travel size, and I didn't want to use a big piece of plastic to take up lots of room. So I took some press and seal, I pumped out as much as I needed for the 8 days, wrap up the press and seal, and when I get there I'll use a pin to poke a little hole in it, and then I can just use what I need by day and it won't dry out and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and in the end I can toss it and not have to worry about taking up more space. Okay, other things I always have with me is a little scented cloth so that you can freshen up, as well as Band-Aids and whatnot. But all in all, we are ready to go for a great trip. I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask me. Erin at erinknightley.com, or head over to my website at erinknightley.com. Thanks.